Let me tell you the time that I was stolen from. I think it was back when I was in middle school. I had to have been 10 or 11 years old, and Yu-Gi-Oh was huge back then. Everyone played it. Everyone played it on the playground. Everyone played it in the classroom. Everyone played it at home. Everyone played it during lunch, and I was no exception to this. And you're done. Yeah, I thought so. Me and my childhood best friend, Aaron, we played Yu-Gi-Oh all the time. We traded, we developed strategies together. It was a very fun and good time. We were playing it on the playground. I was the talk of the playground because I had all 5 pieces of Exodia at the time. I'm pretty sure some of the pieces were fake. I'm pretty sure maybe all of them were fake. I don't know. A darkly big rabbi, insert here. But I had all 5 pieces of Exodia, and it was a coveted collection. I kind of painted a target on my back. I took my cards with me everywhere. I took them with me in the classroom. I took them with me to the playground. I took them with me on the bus. At some point, I checked and my deck was gone. It was no longer in my bag. It was no longer by my side. And as someone who was about 12 or 13 years old, losing any possessions that you have is like tantamount to my life is over. You don't have very many possessions that you really hold dear to you like you do your first Yu-Gi-Oh deck held together by rubber bands and plastic bags. I was freaking out. I went down to my friend Aaron's house. We lived on the same street, so I could walk all the way down the street and I could visit him. We could hang out all the time. Talking to Aaron, I don't know where my deck box is. I don't know where my deck box is. And he straight up just tells me, hey man, I'm pretty sure my brother stole your deck. He's been talking about how he's got all 5 pieces of Exodia, and we haven't bought any packs yet. We haven't gone and bought anything. So I'm pretty sure he has your cards. I was pissed. I was absolutely and justifiably pissed, but I wasn't so angry as to just go to his room and steal it. I knew that his parents were home and that if I started any kind of mess or any kind of fuss, I wouldn't be allowed back in that house and they'd probably just take my Yu-Gi-Oh cards anyway. So I devised a plan. I asked my friend Aaron, when was the next time your parents were going to be out of the house? And he told me Thursday. So I said, okay, I got it. I went back home, barely able to sleep because of how entirely pissed I was. And I bided my time until the dawn of the next Thursday. Thursday rolls around. I walk my way up from the entire end of the street all the way down to his house towards the beginning of the street. I make sure the door is unlocked. He made sure the door is unlocked for me. I make my way over to his room and I bust that shit down. I kick it down. I grab Jeremy, that's the brother's name. I grab Jeremy by the scuff of his collar. I drag him outside and I just start laying down fists. I start laying down smashing grounds left and right. I start beating up this 8 or 9-year-old. Sand and fists were flying everywhere. I was leaving my mark on this young, impressionable young man. I was teaching him a lesson. After I had taught him a lesson, I didn't want to leave too much of a permanent damage here. I roughed him up. I went back inside, left him outside. I saw my deck box sitting there plain as day, the backwards J on it. I grabbed the deck box. I head home and I never speak of that incident again. And I never got in trouble for it either. I guess at some point, the younger brother had decided not to snitch on me because he knew that if he snitched, he would have had to admit it to stealing. So let that be a lesson. Anyone who steals my Yu-Gi-Oh cards gets the absolute smashing ground beaten out of them. And that is the story about how I got my card stolen and I beat up an 8-year-old. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. If you like these storytime videos, let me know. Leave a comment down below, leave a like, and I will do more of them in the future. Bye-bye.